Welcome to Beloved Blackness. I'm Dr. B for vlog 49, and I have a lot to say. I'm not gonna waste any time. So we have been exposed to continued lynchings of our people and the re-traumatization of having these videos be posted on social media for our consumption. That's sickening, right? There's a historical root to what we're witnessing, and I want to speak to that today. That the same lynchings that we're seeing here in 2020, they are merely an iteration of the violence, the degradation, the dehumanization that has always been our experiences here in this country and across the diaspora. That when we were forcibly kidnapped from the continent of Africa and forced to be enslaved in ways brutally sickening, inhumane, devastating treatment that was done to us, this is what we're seeing now is rooted in that. And part of what I want to implore our people to do is to work at not being surprised. That part of what internalizing our oppression has done is to give us a false sense of reality and a false sense of the conditions on which we find ourselves and the system which supports those conditions. When we stop expecting whiteness to show up as whiteness, like we cannot expect whiteness to not be whiteness, right? But when we see it for what it is and we know it and we expect it, we then don't use excessive amounts of energy trying to protect and defend ourselves against the impact of it, right? But because we've been lulled to sleep, we've been lulled to think about ourselves as being safe in ways that now these videos are reminding us. And we've known for years we weren't safe, right? But it puts the agency in a different place when we keep the focus on, oh my goodness, look what white people are going to do to us. Dr. Wade Nobles uses a term of psychic terrorism. And to be terrorized psychologically, to have ourselves be made to feel as if we are fragile as persons, right? That when you see the violence, then you feel helpless, you feel hopeless, you feel overwhelmed, you feel flooded with emotions, flooded with rage, flooded with fear, right? It's intentional for us to be flooded with the fear, to be put in a state of mind where you almost feel frozen. You don't even know what to do because it's so overwhelming, right? But that isn't who we are. We are not our fears, right? I want us to anchor in the truth of who we are in terms of knowing that we know that we know that we're called for this moment, that this moment has our names on it, that our ancestors are calling. Are we going to listen to their call? What is it that we can do? Where's our agency? How are we going to challenge ourselves within our community to show love and to show up for our people? What is that going to look like? It looks different for each and every one of us, whatever that call is, but we're being called into something. We are the hands, we are the feet, we are the voices, we are the ears, we're the eyes of those ancestors who did not have the capacity and ability to show up. They were in shackles. They could not show up in the way that we can show up now. I need us to show up. I need for us to not be surprised by whiteness. I need for us to not spend excessive energy bemoaning when whiteness shows itself for what it is. I need for us to affirm ourselves, to get grounded in who we are, to know the richness, the beauty, the depth, the dignity of who we are, and to know that we know that we know, even if we come in contact with personal death, something happens to us, that our lives don't even stop then, that we will continue, that our names, will be spoken, right? Our names will be spoken, and our lives will continue and will be those ancestors, right? Continuing to speak into the lives of those who have the hands, who have the voices, who have the ears to hear, who have the eyes to see, right? Do not be surprised by whiteness. Ground yourself in who you are. And part of who we are is recognizing there's a circle of life. There's a continuity of life. There's a great cloud of witnesses that's inviting us to do what we can do to have the kingdom come now, to bring forth liberation for our people. So I implore you this week, spend time, get quiet, listen. Listen. What are they saying to you? What is it that you are purposed to do for this very moment? You're here for a reason. Connect to it, beloved. Connect to it.